lagi kah? Selain pada Haikal ni. Tak ada. Okey, kalau tak ada kita mulakan lah. Nanti kita check balik attendance. So, untuk hari ini kita akan bincang soalan tutor yang mana saya akan cuba tunjuk sikit lah 2-3 soalan yang mungkin kena I need to show the concept first and then I will distribute all the corresponding questions, one question for one person sampailah semua sekali kena, semua sekali dapat, and I do hope that you do your parts and then you present it. Okay, sama ada untuk next tutor or either you masukkan ke dalam grup Telegram. Tunggu saya maklumkan dulu cara dia macam mana. Okay, and then let's say you kena masukkan you punya parts jawapan dalam Telegram, you masukkan, and then saya akan komen. So bila semua dah hantar, saya komen. So satu kelas ini menggunakan jawapan yang telah dipresent oleh kawan kamu as a whole, meaning to say you do your parts, your friends do their part also, and then we combine all the outcomes together with my comments. So that's it, the teamwork needed untuk kesemua hasil tutorial bagi topik ini. Okay, setuju tak dengan cara macam tu? Tolong respon dulu.
Setuju tuan.
Okay, good. Now kita mulakan dengan soalan nombor 1. Tolong remind kat saya balik. Nombor 1 ni dia tulis sini, write down the following formula for resultant of 2D forces problem using trigo. Okay, trigo ni yang saya ajar dulu kita guna macam mana? Kita ada dua. Pertama guna sinus law. Okay, yang kedua saya introduce apa? Cosinus law. Okay, idea dia adalah you ada dua force. Okay, you ada dua force dan you cuba mencari resultant force sebagai force yang ketiga di sini. Let's say this is your A, B and then this is your C. You kena tahulah kesemua details di dalam ni. Okay, theta B, theta A and this one is theta C. Okay, and then Coplana method ialah menggunakan kaedah formula lah. You derive menggunakan formula iaitu summation fx, and then you tulislah berapa Newton dia, you tambah semua force. Do the same for summation fy. Okay, Newton dia, tambah semua komponen, and then you can find the resultant force. For this case, Coplana method ni kita banyak guna untuk mencari force resultant, also to trigonometry law juga. Okay, the square root of summation fx kuasa 2 plus summation fy kuasa 2. And then the direction is theta, shift tangent, summation fy divided by summation fx. Okay. So whenever you found that question needed for you to find the resultant, of course you kena alert dengan dua benda ni lah, iaitu untuk mencari dia punya magnitude. This one is magnitude. Okay. And then this one is dia punya direction. Okay, directions. Right. So far okay, nombor 1. Saya cuba explain nombor 1 ni dulu. Nombor 2, 3, 4 hingga seterusnya saya minta kamu buatlah lagi. Baik, so number 2. Number 2 is determination of resultant force. Okay. So resultant force and its direction, meaning to say this one you kena cari force resultant and dia punya direction theta, measure from positive x-axis. Okay. Baik. So yang ni saya nak kamu settlekan menggunakan kaedah Coplana. Okay, Coplana. Inilah yang guna formula ni. Nak cari force resultant dan juga theta ni tadi. Alright. So the idea is that you just find the summation for fx and then summation for fy. And then using these two formula, you will get this fr and theta respectively. Alright. Okay. Siapa nak buat ni? Cuba respon, saya tulis kat
Tuan,
sini.
sedang buat tuan.
Ha?
Sedang buat.
Terang? Apa yang terang?
Ashrul dan.
Ha?
No, I mean I'm doing now. I'm doing the question now.
Wait. I can't hear you. You meaning to say you want to... Oh, okay. Siapa ni tadi yang respon? Yuvan, ha?
You are tuan. You
Oh,
are
Yuva.
sedang buat sekarang.
Okay, good. Okay, this one belongs to Yuva. Okay, Yuva buat soalan ini by doing in terms of coplanar method. Okay, ya. So what you need to do, Yuva, is you need to find the summation of fx. Okay. And then you need to find the summation of fy. And then do this formula lah. Alright. Saya nak check dulu lah. Okay. Apa komponen di dalam fx di sini? We have f1. Okay, f1 but in x direction. So I need to resolve it here lah. Alright. So f1 apa bahagi apa? Cuba remind saya balik. Ni refresh balik ni. 4 over 5. Okay.
Tuan, 4 over 5 tuan.
4 over 5 lah kan?
4 over 5.
Okay, good. And then you ada F2. Okay, F2 pada paksi X. And then, hello, apa tu? And then F3 tak ada lah. Sebab F3 ni dia ada paksi Y. Okay, dia ada paksi Y negatif. Tak payahlah masuk kat dia. Tak payah masuk dekat X. And then you have F4 positif. Negatif F4. Cos 30 darjah. Ini yang saya nak kamu buat ni. So do the same for Fy. Okay, do the same for Fy. And then using this formula, you just find the related answers needed. Okay, Yuva, follow? Can you follow?
Yes, tuan. Yes.
Alright, good. Now we move on to question number 3. Okay, pay attention. This one is also the same
Tuan,
concept.
can you go
Yeah.
for the question again? I want to
What-
see the Okay, tuan. Thank you.
All okay, ya? Alright.
Ya, saya nak tengok dia punya diagram tadi.
Oh, bukan saya dah bagi ya benda ni? Bagi dah kan? Ada dalam grup Telegram tu. Okay.
Ada tuan, ada.
Now move on to question number 3. So this question also similar to question number 1. You need to find resultant force and direction of F1. Resultant force and the resultant force and its direction. Okay. You need to say the summation of these 3 forces here lah untuk menghasilkan FR. Alright. Now, yang ini disebabkan dia ada 3 force, F1, F2 and F3. So you tak boleh guna kaedah trigo tu. Sebab trigo dia hanya ada 2 force saja. Okay. Kalau you buat macam ni F1, you cuba nak buat kaedah trigo, you cuba construct dia. Okay, F1 and then I have F2 here. Okay. And then you have F3 here. Okay. And then your resultant of course somewhere around here lah. Okay, this is your F resultant. The problem with this the adding of forces from tail and the arrow of the forces is that the difficulties for you to find all the angles inside this movement. So it is quite difficult for you to determine the angle here. So that's why it is almost impossible if you want to use the trigo method. So we have no choice but to use another method, which is coplanar method. Okay. coplanar method. Inilah summation fx, summation fy, and then use these two formula. Alright. So siapa nak buat soalan ni? Tolong bagi tahu.
Saya.
So, saya tu siapa? Hafal lah nama. Cik Oi.
Aidil Azhar. Aidil Azhar.
Aidil. Okay, Aidil. Good. Alright. And then, oh, okay. I forgot one thing. Kita cuba memvariasikan soalan ni. Apart from using coplanar, okay, apart from using coplanar method, you can also use Cartesian vector form. Cartesian vector method. Okay, now pay attention. If you are to use the Cartesian vector method, so please remember this quotation, this notion here, I, J, and K. So your X here is for I, Y for J, and if you have a Z dimension, Z axis, so K belongs to Z. But in this case, no K, so just stick to I and J. Now, so in Cartesian vector form, do the same thing. You need to put all these forces here in terms of I and J. So we do first one first, yeah, which is F1 here. So F1 in terms of Cartesian vector form, this is the total nomination, tata cara dia. So F1 850, dia nak pergi kat sini. So dia kena ni lah, by right F1 here is F1x I plus F1yj. This is the tata cara dia. So what you need to do is to find the related value here lah. So move on from here to here. This is your F1x. And from this point here to here is your F1y. So F1x here is 850. So you have the triangle here. So 4 over 5. Okay. Then don't forget I here plus negative 850 3 over 5j. Okay. Do the same for force F2. Okay. Do the same for force F3. Remember the I and J nomination here. Somewhere around ada I and then J, I and J. Okay. Now, in order for you to find the resultant force and direction, you need to find the force resultant in terms of Cartesian vector form first. Now, in order for you to do that is just, okay, this one, 850, this one, and then somewhere around you find this value here, you found this value here for F3, you just plus all this magnitude value, hence you will find the magnitude value here for force resultant in X axis, which is I. Do the same for J here, okay, for F1, then for F2, and then do the same for F3 here, and as a result you will find the magnitude value here for J for FR here. Okay, and then when you find this Cartesian vector form for this FR, so it is a matter of using formula for you to find the force resultant, and then use the coplanar method formula here. Use this value here. This one is your summation Fx. This one is your summation for Fy. Okay, so just use this value, correspondence value here. Okay, masukkan sini kuasa 2, tambah sini kuasa 2. You dapatlah dia punya resultant tu. And then you punya sudut, guna je lah macam yang coplanar tu. Apa dia punya formula? Saya lupa dah. Theta sama dengan shift apa? Apa bahagi apa ni? Cuba remind balik.
Summation
FY,
Y Fx. Oh, banyak sangat dah panah ni. Tak apalah, nak bagi faham.
Jumlah FY, FX kan.
Yalah, Fy bagi Fx. Betul lah tu. Okay, good. Now, ideal dia buat coplanar method. Siapa yang nak buat Cartesian method untuk soalan nombor 3 ni?
Saya tuan,
Halim
Yuan.
Kuat sikit lah.
buat.
Yuven
Yuan.
Alright, okay, good. Yuven. Ingat semua akan dapat. So, sini baru Yuval, ideal. This one is for Yuven. Now, we move on to question number 4. So far, so good, everyone? So far, so good?
Okay, tuan.
Okay, tuan.
Boleh Don, boleh.
Okay, good. Now, number 4. Number 4 is also the question needed for you to find the resultant force. Again, the same thing. Okay, the same thing here. Resultant force acting on the eye bolt here. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Never mind. We try. I will explain to you the missing point here. Okay. So again, use the coplanar method. Okay, the coplanar method. And using Cartesian method, I need 2% to solve this kind of method. But the missing point here is that whenever you find the value of F force resultant here, okay, you find the value of resultant force here. Let's say that you already know the value here, resultant and direction here. Okay. The other things that you need to do in order to complete the solution, okay, untuk maximize markah you nanti bila waktu exam. Let's say your force resultant is menghasilkan jawapan macam ni, okay. You punya summation Fx tu nanti, katalah dia positif Newton. And then you punya summation Fy is somewhere around, let's say positive also lah, positive Newton. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that to finalize the answers regarding this coplanar and Cartesian, whenever the question need you to find the resultant value and its direction, you have to finish this calculation with sketching of where is the location of that resultant force. Okay, in this case, your Fx is positive, of course, memang Fx you lalu kat sini lah. And then your Fy is positive. So dia akan lalu dekat sini lah. Obviously, dia akan letak di sekuan yang pertama dalam X and Y here. Okay. And then this is your Fy. And of course, you kena construct your Fy, the force resultant here. Okay. Apa yang saya nak you buat ialah benda ni. Yang Fr ni, you kena construct dia hala ke mana. Okay. And then direction measured, this one is positive, measured from the positive x-axis. Okay, meaning to say your theta here, you kena masukkan juga dalam gambar rajah sketches but along with Fr here. So this is your theta here. Put the value, Fr here also you need to put the value, barulah lengkap the solution regarding this yang similar dengan soalan ini. Okay, you boleh faham tak maksud saya? Apa yang saya nak kamu buat? Okay, do this one. Okay, for coplanar you buat macam ni, you dapat Fx, you cari Fy, you dapat Fy, use this formula, and then you need to sketch the final answer here untuk melengkapkan ke semua soalan yang pattern dia bentuk macam ni. Boleh faham ke maksud saya?
Boleh tuan.
Okay, this is necessary because you construct ini saja pun dah ada peruntukan markah at least 2 marks. Tu 2 markah. Let's say that question is 10 marks and then you forgot to do these things. So you dah rugi 2 markah. So benda dah dapat betul dah jawapan. Yang ni pun dah dapat jawapan. Yang ni pun dah dapat jawapan. Theta pun dah dapat jawapan. Then you pun sengih panjang. Konon-konon dapatlah 10 mark. Lengkap dekat sini dapat 10 mark konon-konon. Walhal tak dapat 10 mark. Dapat 8 marks only because you forgot to draw these things. These whole things. These whole sketches. So please remember next time. Now, the Coplana method for this question. Siapa yang nak buat? Your F1
Afrina.
here is 600. Ha?
Aikan.
Tadi ada seorang perempuan tadi. Siapa? Afrina kan?
Afrina.
Ya,
Irdina kan? Irdina kan?
Afrina.
Oh, Afrina.
Afrina.
Okay, sama ada 2. Ya, Afrina. Okay, Afrina buat yang Coplana. Afrina. Siapa nak buat Cartesian?
Fayyad.
Fayyad Fayyad. Alright. Okay, good. Now, number 5. Okay, number 5 here. Okay, tengok dulu apa benda soalan ni. If the resultant force lagi. Okay, resultant force acting on the bracket. Okay, this is your bracket. Is to be 4. Okay, this one is quite tricky. If the resultant force acting on the bracket is to be 450 Newton. So, in this case, the question give you the final answer. Meaning to say, the question give you the resultant force value. Directed and its direction. Directed along the positive U axis. Dia dah bagi dah. Magnitude pun dia bagi. Direction dia dekat mana pun dia dah bagi dah untuk FR ni. Nah, ini soalan ni. So the question is determine. Dah ada pasal lah bila dia dah bagi. Mestilah ada benda yang unknown. Determine the magnitude of F1. The magnitude of F1. Kena cari magnitude F1. And F1 punya direction. Iaitu in this case the label V. This is your V. So, if I were to sketch the position of resultant force in this bracket, which is the direction sekarang ni, bagi tahu saya dekat mana direction FR. Kalau berdasarkan ayat ni lah, directed along the positive U axis. Kat mana nak lalu ni? Anyone?
You Tuan.
You lah. Okay. Ingat you ada part CX, you ada part CY, and then somewhere around X and Y here, X and Y is called as universal axis. Universal. Mana-mana bumi ke, matahari ke, sistem suria ke apa ke, X dan Y, dia universal axis. But this one is, we call it as virtual axis, okay, ataupun temporary, okay, axis. Dia axis sementara saja, baik, untuk membantu pengiraan lah. So in this case, U axis here assist you in finding the unknown value, because this U axis here represent the direction of your force resultant. So inilah laluan force resultant saya. Okay, this one is your force resultant pointing at U axis, and the magnitude is 450 Newton, and the theta for force resultant is 30 degrees. Okay, all is there. All the information for FR is there. The question is that you need to find the value of this unknown, which is F1, the magnitude of F1, and its direction here, in this case labeled as V. Now do the same thing, do the same procedure. If you are to use Coplana method, and then do the same, just depends on the formula. Just you kena faham konsep tu, kok mana pun pakai juga formula. Somewhere around akan ada unknown here, which is obviously F1. And then do the same for fy summation fy. And then use this formula, your fr. Okay, never mind. We focus on fx here first. Now, so fx here, they consist of course, f1. So f1, lerai ke sini, dia jadi apa tu? F1 apa ni? F1 sin phi lah, sebab phi kat sini kan. Okay, phi ni F1 punya. Lagi ada apa? Kita ada apa? Takkan tak nampak ni. Kita ada
F2.
kita ada F2. And then kita ada apa lagi?
F3.
Kita ada F3.
5/13.
Okay, 5/13. 5/13. Okay. Adakah ini sama dengan kosong?
Tak.
Kita tak boleh anggap dia sama dengan kosong lah. Kalau you anggap dia sama dengan kosong Newton, seolah-olah tak ada lah FR ni sekali. FR ni tak dapat lah 450 because komponen untuk menghasilkan FR adanya summation fx. Okay. So, impossible dia kosong Newton. Dia ada value. So, what is the value here? The value here is come from this concept. You tengok FR ni, kalau you perhati elok, saya buat keluar dia asing. Okay. Dia dekat paksi U. Dia dekat paksi U. Dan dia lalu betul-betul lah macam ni. Dia lalu macam ni. Okay. Lebih kurang lah tu, tersengit lah pula. Okay, macam tu. Okay. Maaf. So, this is your FR. Tadi saya dah explain dekat you. Your FR, the movement here is F summation Fx. And then the movement here is your summation Fy. And then this is your theta. In this case, theta is 30 degrees. And then your FR is how much? 450 Newton. No. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that you have the magnitude for FR. Of course, you can find the value for summation Fx here and summation Fy here based on this triangle construction. Okay, triangle sketching here. So, apa yang saya dapat? Macam mana saya nak boleh dapat summation Fx kat sini? Of course lah, dia ialah Fr cos 30 aja. Betul lah kan? Betul ke tak betul? Logik ke tak logik?
Betul. Terbaik ah.
Logik kan?
Tuan, logik.
So yang ni dia ialah FR sin theta 30 lah. So this value you akan guna value ini untuk masuk dalam ni lah. Kan summation fx tu ni, summation fx ni sama lah. Berapa lah nilai ni? 450 cos 30. Tolong kira kejap. Ni, berapa ni?
389.71 tuan. 389.71.
So you dah tahu dah nilai ni sama dengan benda ni. So yang unknown-nya apa dia? F1 je yang unknown. F2 ada value. Ni. F3 ada value. Ni. So teruslah dapat F1. You faham tak maksud saya?
Faham tuan.
Okay. Bila you dah dapat nilai unknown F1, okay, you kena buatlah juga untuk yang Fy ni because you nak tak boleh solve lagi. You tak boleh solve lagi, sorry. Sebab you tak tahu nilai phi ni. Do the same for Fy because yang ni pun akan ada value-value dia. So your next step should be simultaneous equation solving lah. So this one you need to label it as 1 This one your equation number 2. So you do the maths lah. Yang seterusnya ialah kaedah matematik. Simultaneous equation, persamaan serentak. 2 bagi 1 ke, 1 bagi 2 ke, ikut suka lah. Sebab the idea is that we use math in order to find this unknown value, which is F1 and V. You faham ke maksud saya? You guna method ni, of course you akan dapat this unknown value later on. Understood so far?
Yes, Tuan.
Okay, good. So siapa yang nak mengesolve? Mengesolve nombor 5 ni, tolong bagi tahu.
Saya nak Tuan.
Siapa nama?
Syazwin.
Syazwin. Okay, Syazwin ambil nombor 5. And then saya nak kamu solve juga benda ni. Bukan Syazwin lah. Another method that need to be solved here. Same concept but different approach. Is by using Syazwin ambil Coplana. Seorang lagi saya nak dia solve menggunakan kaedah Cartesian vector coordinate. Cartesian vector. Siapa nak buat Cartesian vector punya approach? Nak mencari benda ni tapi guna Cartesian. Siapa nak cuba?
Tuan.
Ha.
Cartesian tu yang I dan J
Yalah. Penat
boleh,
saya
saya ambil.
Okay. Cartesian, Haikal ambil. Good. Haikal. I ke E? E ya? Saya pun lupa lah. Haikal kot. Okay. And then number 6.
I Tuan.
Alah, apa betul lah. Betul lah tu. Okay. Nombor 6. Okay, if theta, number 6, if theta equal to 60 degrees, okay, and T is 5 kilonewton, meaning to say, this is your 60 degrees, this is your 5 kilonewton, determine the magnitude and its direction of the resultant force. Again, resultant force measured from the positive x-axis. Now, untuk yang ini, saya nak kamu solve menggunakan kaedah trigo because we have only 2 forces and obviously we can find the third forces which is resultant force. So, construct dia, ikut je dia punya laluan tu. This is your T and then ambil dia punya tail of 8 kilonewton ni, construct dia 8 kilonewton, yielding your force resultant somewhere around here. Okay. So, you kena guna trigo lah. Trigo dia memulakan sudut-sudut dan juga magnitude. Cari elok-elok lah sudut dia berapa. Okay. Sini sudut V ni. Ni sudut V. Sudut V lah dah. Sudut theta. This one is 45 degrees. So, pandai-pandai lah you lengkapkan sudut-sudut dalam ni. Okay, because you nak mencari nilai FR ni. So whether you like it or not, when you are going to do the trigo method, you kena mesra-mesrakan diri menggunakan sinus law dan juga cosinus law. Okay, siapa nak solve soalan ni?
Saya Tuan, saya Ashrul.
Ashrul lah. Okay, good. Ashrul ambil. Ashrul, betul saya je nama ni? Ashrul kan?
Ashrul. Ya, betul.
Okay, baik. Sekejap, siapa kita tak kena 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 orang. Okay, tak apa. Sampai masa dia nanti, jangan risau. Number 7, you have A and B here. Okay, dah ada pecahan A and B. So, take a look at this one. Also, again, dia suruh kamu cari magnitude of resultant force and dia punya angle theta. Ni pun sama juga. Oh, no. This one, dia bagi resultant force. Dia sama macam soalan. Yang ni balik. Dia bagi nilai resultant force tu dia bagi siap-siap. Nombor 5 ni lebih kurang macam nombor 5. Dia bagi siap-siap. Okay, if the resultant force is required to act along the positive u axis, meaning to say untuk yang soalan B ni Force resultant ni dia dah ada kat sini dah. Okay. Dan dia punya value 5 kilonewton. Okay. So dia suruh cari unknown here FB. Okay. Ini untuk yang soalan B, 7B. Okay. And number A, yang A ni pula, untuk A, dia FB ni ada nilai 2 kilonewton. So untuk yang soalan A, FR dia ni kita tak tahu. You kena cari lah FR dia. But either way, if this person need to solve soalan 7A and 7B, you kena solve dia menggunakan kaedah triangle juga. You kena construct triangle. Okay. Triangle. This one is your FA. And then this is your FB. You kena ikut sama laluan tu. FB and this is your FR. Okay. So again, please be careful with the angle here lah. You kena cari angle tu betul-betul. Nilai yang sebenarnya dalam ni. Okay. Triangle method. Again, triangle. Siapa nak solve ni? 7A?
Anis.
Ha?
Anis.
Tak dengar lah.
Anis.
Anis, okay. Anis. Alamak, Anis. Okay, Anis. Anis. 7B siapa nak solve? Siapa lagi tak kena
Saya.
Ha?
Irina.
Irdina. Okay, Irdina. So, Irdina buat soalan ni. Okay, nama siapa lagi saya tak panggil Tolong bagi tahu.
Daniel dengan Luqman.
Daniel dengan Luqman. Mana Luqman? Okay. Mana Luqman? Respon sikit. Luqman?
Ya, saya di sini.
Tidur apa? Ada, asyik baik.
Ada.
Okay, bagus-bagus. Saja testing tengok. Baik. Obviously, nombor 8 ni salah seorang kena ambil lah. Nombor 9 pun salah seorang kena ambil. Okay, number 8. Figure 7 shows a truck to be towed using 2 ropes. You ada 2 ropes here, A and B. Determine the magnitudes of force FA and FB acting on each rope in order to develop a resultant force of 950 Newton. Now, this one is quite tricky. Okay, never mind. This one, the resultant value and the direction of force resultant is given. Now, the problem is that you have 2 set of unknown, which is FA and FB. Okay, so untuk soalan ini, you kena guna juga kaedah triangle, iaitu construct triangle, FA, and then FB, tu macam tu, and then this is your FR, tally with the question given here, which is directed to positive x-axis here. Now, if you were to settle this question, you need to use triangle law, which is the combination of sinus law and cosinus law. You have to combine these 2 law. Macam yang sebelum ni dia tak kisah sangat. Dia boleh guna sama ada sinus law ataupun cosinus law. Dia boleh guna sinus law pun dah boleh settle dah. Tapi for this kind of question, 2 unknowns, you need to use combination of sin law and cos law. Siapa nak buat nombor 8 ni? Luqman ke Mio? Kah? Lawan apa? Guna jus lah.
Saya.
Saya tu siapa?
Luqman.
Okay, Luqman buat nombor 8. Luqman nombor 8. And then nombor 9, by using parallelogram law. Okay, parallelogram law, determine the resultant force and its direction. Okay, yang ni saya nak kamu solve, dia macam biasa je, dia senang je. Kalau sebut parallelogram ni, dia trigo juga, cuma dia symmetrical. Okay, turun bawah. This is your 4, this is your 10. And this one should be your force resultant. Okay, this one should be your force resultant. So, parallelogram ni, you can also construct force resultant from this movement. 10, and then baru move 4. Lalu 10 dulu, baru lalu 4. Also, you can get FR here. So, this one is parallelogram. Dia ada konsep macam ni. So, you nak solve dia, mencari resultant force and its direction, measure from positive x-axis. You kena guna trigo. Again, sin law and cos law. And carilah jawapan dia, FR and theta. But, saya nak kamu guna satu lagi kaedah, iaitu menggunakan Cartesian vector form. Okay. Tak perlu lukis macam ni, terus dapatkan dia punya inilah. F4 kilo ni assume dia F1, 10 kilo ni assume dia F2. So F1, I dia apa, J dia apa, F2, I dia apa, J dia apa, carilah FR and theta. Boleh? Siapa ni? Mio kan? Mio boleh? Faham tak? Okay, good. So Mio, you kena buat dua lah sebab you ambil last kali, kena banyak kerja sikit lah. Pertama trigo, kedua Cartesian. So you kena buat dua-dua kaedah. So far so good semua. Nombor 10 ni tak payah lah, berkali langsung resultant force. Daripada soalan nombor 3 sampai 10 semua resultant je. Apa. Tapi okey lah juga sebab kita cuba variasikan kaedah. Trigo, Cartesian, coplanar, trigo, Cartesian, coplanar. Okey lah tu. Okay, that's it. Ada soalan ke? Last? Yang ni tak boleh buat lagi because I need to show you the concept of ya, 11, 12, 13, 14 ni.
Tuan, saya ada masalah dalam soalan satu tu.
Soalan?
Satu yang tadi saya select tu. Saya boleh buat dia punya resultant force tapi dia punya direction saya dapat lain daripada jawapan dia. Saya dapat
of course. Yes. Betul. This one I already check with the other group. Betul. This one is not correct. Memang 36 darjah. 36 darjah. Okay lah. Ya betul. Not what I'm trying to say is that not really the final answer given in this tutorial is the same. Okay, kalau you tak sama, never mind, you stick dengan yang tak sama itu and then you attach dalam group and then saya akan cuba check balik. Boleh Faham ke?
Baik.
Okay, good. Any last question?
Baik.
Tak ada apa semua faham jelas Okay, good. Kita jumpa besok lah. Saya nak kamu attach you punya jawapan besok lah dalam grup Telegram. Boleh? Okay.
Aku ni kena ambil gambar lah.
Ambil gambar, snap. Terus. Tak payah PDF lah sebab skeping je pun.
Baik.
Hello?
Tuan.
Okay, good. So, esok kelas 11, 12, you proses untuk solve benda ni lah. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much. You can leave the class now.
Thank you,
Okay, terima
Tuan.
kasih Tuan.
Thank you, Tuan.
Thank you, Tuan.
Thank you, Tuan. Thank you.
Take care.
Alright.
Tuan.
Okay.